Hello, Shoyan here. Today, I'll start by building the closet. Then, I'll make a large kamidana above it, and finally, an oshier next to it. I've mentioned the closet and the oshiire as if they're different things, but it turns out that oshiire also translates to closet in English. So, oshiire and closet essentially mean the same thing in English. In Japan, though, they're considered distinct types of storage spaces. If it has a traditional Japanese-style design, it's called an oshiire. I learned something new today. I'm building a closet space for hanging clothes and next to it, an oshiire for futon bedding. There used to be a kamidana above the closet and I'm building a new one in the same spot. It's 90 centimeters deep and 1.8 meters wide. It's like a traditional top storage shelf called a tenbukuro. I'm building it right above the closet. Both the closet and the oshiire are finished with cedar planks. Back in the day, oshiire were finished with a thin veneer less than 3 millimeters thick. It was full of formalin and strong insect repellent, not great for your health. Then came the oshiire board, a gypsum board with wood grain patterned paper. We also used the laminated Polonia wood from Taiwan. It could absorb moisture, but it also picked up stains and dust. It would release moisture, but not dust. So after 10 years, the walls would turn completely dark. To make oshiire cleaner, people started treating them like regular rooms, putting up gypsum board and finishing with wallpaper. It looked nice, sure, but the problem was it didn't absorb moisture at all, so clothes would get moldy. Eventually, people started using solid cedar planks. Cedar is affordable, and I think it's perfect for storage spaces. I'm building the kamidana at the top of the closet at the same time. It's all one unit. I've been doing carpentry for a long time, but I've never built a kamidana this big. It's 90 by 180 centimeters, about the size of a tatami mat. The shrine-like housing placed on top isn't huge, but they seem to decorate it with a lot of stuff. It should look pretty fancy. Only the front of the kamidana is made from hinoki cypress. The back is finished with cedar planks. To secure them, I'm using a finish nailer, but the one I'd been using for over 40 years finally broke. The tool repair shop said it couldn't be fixed, so I had no choice but to get a new one. I bought a cheaper one since I barely use it, maybe an hour a year at most. Even over the next 3 to 5 years, I probably won't use it for more than 10 hours in total. So I have no need for a high-end model. This one's more than enough. The wood I'm using for the base of the kamidana is leftover joistless cedar floorboards from downstairs. The kamidana isn't visible from below. I installed the boards neatly in the short direction, but the backside, which will become the closet ceiling, had a problem. I was going to leave it as is, but those boards are 3 centimeters thick and have grooves to prevent warping. Those grooves looked a little off, so I added a 1 centimeter cedar board underneath to cover it. The outer surface of the wood faces out, so it looks great. The ceiling and walls of the kamidana will be finished with plaster. So I'm hanging drywall and finishing it like a regular room. Next, I work on the oshire next to it. The installation is exactly the same. I secure the cedar planks horizontally. It's actually much easier to install them vertically, but these boards are 3.6 meters long. If I put them vertically, I'd have a lot of waste. There's no waste at all when I install them horizontally. That's why I'm doing it this way. Since this oshiera is mainly for the futon, I'm adding a big middle shelf about 850 millimeters from the floor. Then above that, I'll add a narrow shelf called a makuradana, which literally means pillow shelf, just deep enough to hold a pillow. Though honestly, no one really stores pillows there. People usually use it to store boxes or other small stuff. I built the middle shelf for the futon using leftover floorboards. They are 30 millimeters thick, so I'm laying the 90 centimeters long pieces in the short direction. I'm making the shelf from floorboards with grain that didn't match the floor or from other leftover pieces. If the wood were thinner, I'd have to add joists for support. But this floorboard is thick enough to be used without joists, so it makes a solid shelf even without them. Finally, I install a pipe to hang clothes. That wraps up the closet and the oshire. I finished building the closet, the oshire, and a large kamidana on top. Though honestly, it's more like a big storage shelf than a typical kamidana. With that, the back room is done. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.